Morning, guys. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to talk about today because I had a busy day yesterday and didn't get any ideas. Nothing really came up this morning until a couple of minutes ago. You know, my schedule was going to do this video. I was like, what am I going to talk about? And the first thing that popped in my mind was to talk about um, what's happened since I posted the video yesterday. So if you haven't watched yesterday's video, I recommend it so that you'll have some context. So since the video, in terms of uh, feedback and anything generated from putting it out, uh, just some positive stuff, actually. Um, no negativity, no judgment, nothing like that. Um, but the coolest part, I guess, if I could call it that, is, at least in my experience, it was a success in terms of um, modeling this experiment based on what I had heard from, like I mentioned, Gary Vee and Aubrey Marcus. Is after probably the first 2 hours of just still flushing out the nerves and all the body stuff and dealing with kind of the stress that was really pushing myself with my comfort zone and sharing that and putting it out publicly. But for the rest of the day, I felt on fire. A, Actually, a bunch of things came up yesterday that would normally stress me out and be quite challenging, and I felt much easier to push through those things because I had done such a big hurdle in the morning and a big hurdle in general. Like I said, the most vulnerable video I've ever done, that these other things just didn't seem as big. And still feeling that today in terms of I do feel lighter and I do feel a little bit bulletproof in some ways. It's like I kind of shared all the shit. So like the person I've been thinking of, and Gary Vee references this too, is Eminem in the movie 8 Mile, where if you've seen his rap battle, he basically calls himself out and takes all the ammo away from the other guy. And that's kind of what this is actually in real life, and I'm experiencing it, is like what judgment am I worried about from other people? It's like I I said all my own shit, so what else is people gonna say about me? It's like I did it. I put it out there. That's the shit I'm carrying. I'm sure I'll pick up more in the future, and I might have to do this again. But in terms of right now, it's like this, people's opinion or judgment of me, like it doesn't matter. Like nobody can say anything about me because I already said it all. Uh, so yeah, it's been quite the successful thing, and I got the other what's the word result out of it that I was hoping, which part of why I make these videos, again, I'm modeling other people who've done it for me, is when when we are vulnerable, or when we show up, or when we do things that are uncomfortable, or do things outside of um, the normal or the way it's supposed to be or the conventional wisdom, it allows other people permission to do their thing as well. And I've seen a little bit of that, is my video, even though no one's done it, and I don't necessarily expect anyone to do it as well, um, I can already see the threads of permission reaching out, where where because I did it, people are like, oh, I can do that too, and so that's powerful. And I think really that is, on a macro, that's like influence, like the people I most follow and appreciate and learn from are doing that for me. And in my own little way, I'm trying to do that with my circle of influence that I'm building. So yeah, so I just wanted to kind of update like the first 24 hours on how things have been going, and yeah, that's it. I couldn't be more pleased with everything, with pushing myself and making the video for me, and then the public nature of it in terms of giving other people permission that they can be themselves and they can be vulnerable. And I'm happy to be an example and show people that it's, it's scary for sure, but there's a ton of benefit when we challenge ourselves and we really push and break those edges of our comfort zone, because that's really how we grow and expand. That's really how we get outside of what we think we are and become who we want to become. So I'll leave it at that, and I will see you guys tomorrow.